Everybody to another video, and today we'll be doing factoring. All the problems will be from the easiest factoring problems to the hardest ones too. So let's get started. So we can start with x squared plus 6x plus 5, and you don't have to have the parentheses right here. So to start by factoring, we need to make x equal to all of this. So we need to do x plus 1 and x plus 5, as this is factored down, because 5 and 1, when they're multiplied by each other, they get this 5 right here. And when 5 times this x is 5x, and 1 times this x is x, we get 5x plus x, and that equals 6x, which we have over here. And that problem fits perfectly. So x would be equal to -1 and -5, because when we do x plus 1, it has to equal 0. So x equals -1. And same for x plus 5 equals 0, and x equals -5 there too. So that's how we got x equals -1 or -5. The next problem is going to be x squared plus 10x plus 24. To do the same thing, we need to find multiples of 24. So we know 2, 1, 24, 12, 8, 3, 6, and 4. So we know all the multiples. Now we need to find which ones add up to 10 or which ones subtract 10. So 1 and 24 do not work. 2 and 12, they could work, but we only have positive signs right here, so therefore we cannot subtract these two. If this was a negative, then 2 and 12 would work. 8 and 3 do not work because that makes 11. And 6 plus 4 is 10, so that is the only pair that works. Since this sign right here is positive, we know the whole equation is going to be positive. So x plus 4 and x plus 6 equals 0. And that's how you get x equals -4 and x equals -6, because x plus 4 equals 0 and x equals -4. And we got this. Next problem, we have x squared, 6x squared minus 19x minus 7. And this one's going to be a little tricky, but we can do it. So we know we need the factors, multiples of 7, and all we know is 1 and 7 as the only multiples, because 7 is a prime number. And all of our stuff have to equal 19. You guys are probably thinking 7 plus 1 is not 19, or 7 minus 1 even isn't 19. That's where this 6 over here comes to help out. So basically we need to do either 2 and 3 or 6 and 1. That all equals 6 right here. 7 times 6 is 42, so we cannot do that. 7 times 1 is 7, and we cannot do that. So we need to do 2x minus 7 and 3x plus 1, because when we do this times this, we get 6x squared. When we do this and this minus this and this, we get positive 2x minus 21x, and this we get -7. And when we add that together, we get -19x minus 7. So if I can erase this part right here, once we get the factors, or this complete factor right here, we need to do 2x minus 7 equals 0, and 2x equals 7, and x equals 7 over 2. So x equals 7 over 2, comma, 3x plus 1 equals 0, and 3x equals -1, and x equals -1/3. And this would be our two solutions for this problem. Next problem, we can do 18x to the x cubed plus 3x squared minus 6x. To do this, we need to do what we did last problem and one more step. So this right here, we cannot use because of this formula right here. And right here, the c doesn't have an x, so we have to get rid of the x. And while we're getting rid of the x too, we can also get rid of one more number that's common with all of these, and that's 3. So then we can do 6x squared, because this times this equals 18 cubed plus x minus 2. And that's basically our factored outside over here. And once we do that, we can do x, and we need to find factors of 2, which is 1 and 2, and factors of 6 would be 3 and 2 right here. So then we would do 3x and times 2x minus 1 times 3x plus 2, because these two combined right here equal this top one, and this we just move down. And we do the same process, and ignore this 3x because it doesn't matter. So 2x minus 1 equals 0, 2x equals 1, x equals 1/2, and 3x plus 2 equals 0, 3x equals negative 2, and x equals negative 2/3. So x equals positive 1/2 and negative 2/3. This one is a little trickier, but we can still do it with factorization over here. Next problem, we can do 10x squared plus x minus 2. So for the same problem over here, we're going to find two factors of 2, which is 1 and 2, and factors of 10, which would be 5 and 2. And we cannot really use 10 over here because 10 times 2 or 10 times 1 would give us a too much of a big number to go with x, to subtract to x. So we can do 2x minus, say, plus 1, and then 5x minus 2. And to check our work, we have negative 2 over here, and 10x over here, 10x squared over here. Negative 4x plus 5x does in fact equal x. So x would equal negative 1/2 and 2/5. Next problem, we're actually going to work backwards here. So 2x minus 1 and 3x minus 5. So we have the factored version, and now we have to solve for it. So we can start off by doing the insides. So that would be 3x squared from these two, minus 5x because of this and this, minus 3x because of this and this, plus 5, and the last digits. We should get 2 times 3x squared minus 8x plus 5. And then we have to multiply this 2 to get our final answer. So 6x squared minus 16x plus 10. And this right here would be what we've been working from the beginning, but we are solving for right now. That is all I have for you guys today for you guys today in this video, and and thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure to subscribe so you can know whenever I post. Bye.